Oh, Joanne, I'm glad you made it on today. Yay. Oh, hi, Liz. And I know if you have any technical challenges, I'll just put this out there. Of course, you're always welcome to reach out to me, but also Steph, our studio manager, is blessedly stepping in and managing many of the technical aspects of Zoom. So if you have questions on things, you can always reach out to Steph as well. All right. Fantastic, guys. And here's my suggestion for today. We're going to get started in just a minute or so. I talked about this being I'm curious, I'm definitely feeling this notion of self-care as well as this collective care. And one of the things that I really have been enjoying is seeing the creativity that people have been exhibiting in ways of connecting. So I am definitely not a very tech savvy person. And so this has pushed me out of my comfort zone a little bit. I for sure was that person previously that if the opportunity was to be on a call or on a Zoom, I probably would have gone for the call. But there's something that's been really tremendous about seeing people's faces and hanging out in a different way. So I have every day been taking a walk on the beach with a friend. I pop my earpods in and away we go. I have been connecting virtually with people, be it FaceTime, be it setting up a Zoom. We did a yoga home team meetup last night. So I encourage you, schedule that coffee date, schedule that tea date, whatever it is, and see if you can find that time to connect, because seeing people's faces other than maybe the people that you're in your immediate house with becomes really important. So with that, we're going to do a little bit of partner work today. If you're comfortable, of course, you're always welcome to just stop your video. That's fine. I will give you an option when it comes time to do some partner work if you wish to just allow yourself to be seen. And if you'd prefer not to, that's fine too. I'll be here and I will be your partner. Okay. So let's get started. Let yourself land in a position that is grounding for you. So you choose. It could be seated, it could be laying down, belly, back, whatever you like. And again, the invitation, if you're someone who benefits from a practice that's done entirely in your chair, that's here for today as well. I'll be giving lots of different cues. And let yourself just land. The eyes might soften, they could close. If you're on your back in particular, consider having the knees face up to the sky and just sort of fall in on one another. If you're seated, if you're taking a little bit of an easy seat or sukhasana here, just allow the hips to gently open. And then we just start to notice the breath coming in and the breath going out. If it's helpful, meaningful for you to bring a hand to heart, hand to belly, you could find that. And just following the breath in, following the breath out. Again, following the breath in, following the breath out. This quote by Ram Dass has definitely been with me since last Thursday. We're all just walking each other home. We're all just walking each other home. and the role that you play in this, and the people that you impact, the people that you touch, benefit from every little action that you bring to them. And so the invitation today is to invite in someone that perhaps bringing to mind someone that you wish that you could connect with right now. Maybe it's someone you wish that you could give them a big hug, sit across the table from them, have that conversation, whatever it is. And what do you wish for this person? And what do you wish for your relationship with this person? And in times like this, there is opportunity for us to shift and navigate the relationship in a different way. So let yourself feel that. And take a breath in. Take a breath out. Invitation to open with an om here, or just allow yourself to feel the vibrations. Hands come wherever it's most meaningful for you, and then take an inhale to prepare. And then blink the eyes open if they're closed, coming back into your space. And if you are laying down, make your way up to a seated posture. If you're seated and have been sitting in a cross-legged position, switch the cross of your legs, please. We're going to move right into a breath technique. Some of you may have practiced alternate nostril breathing and using your hands. So typically, and my hand is going to be opposite you, but typically we might consider bringing the two fingers to the third eye center, thumb to the nose, and ring finger to the nostril. We're going to do it without our hands today. So it requires a little bit more thoughtfulness in terms of how you bring the air in and out through your nose, but it's great for balancing, it's great mental exercise, and still getting all the benefits of this breath technique. So you'll take a breath in through both nostrils, and then breathe out through both nostrils. And do that again, breathe in through both nostrils, and out. Now breathe in just through the left nostril. Breathe out through the right. Breathe in right and out left. Breathe in left and out right. Breathe in right and out left. Keep going with that pattern. Take one more cycle. The next time the breath comes out the left nostril, the exercise is complete. And then just notice the effects of your practice here. And breathe in through both nostrils. Out the mouth, let it go. And do that again. Breath in. Out the mouth. And now you'll make your way into Tadasana pose, either seated or standing. So feet are going to anchor down. If you're not already muted, I'm going to mute everyone. All right. So in your Tadasana pose, again, seated or standing, you'll choose. Let the feet really anchor down here. And with the feet anchored down, the legs start to get strong. The spine lengthens even more. So from the crown of your head, drop a plumb line all the way down and find the center part of your body. We're gonna work a lot on this center part of the body in bringing the rootedness up and through and then expanding to the outer parts of the body. From here, inhale to consider reaching your arms all the way up overhead. And exhale with soft knees, take a forward fold. We're not gonna stay here too long. Inhale to just float the heart forward a little bit. And then exhale, fold again. Root to the feet. Inhale, reach all the way up. Big stretch up. And hands to heart center. Good. Let's take one more of those. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Feet root, inhale, sweep all the way up. Arms can reach up. And then hands to heart center. All right, take the arms wide. And as you do so, fire up to the fingertips. You could move the feet a few times. Let them be hip distance apart. And then anchor down to the balls of the feet as well as the heels. And gather your hands behind your head. If this is too much in the shoulders or the elbows, the upper back, just consider an option just broadening across the chest. And then we're going to flow through some versions of really cat-cow rolls here. So inhale to expand the elbows wide, gaze can lift, and then exhale, curl the elbows in towards the knees. Inhale to reach the elbows wide, heart lifts. Exhale, curl yourself in. We'll take a few more of those. Again, you can do this standing or seated, whatever is best in your body today. Open wide. And curl it in. One more time. And bring it in. Good. Come through center and return to your Tadasana pose. Palms face forward here, heart expands. Drop your right ear over to your right shoulder. Right ear over to right shoulder, and then take your right hand and just gently, gently, gently let it let it set on the side of your head. You're not pulling or yanking the head down. You're just inviting a little bit of length along the left side of the shoulder here. If you're seated in a chair, you may need to scoot yourself forward a little bit. And then standing friends, I want you to make sure that that tailbone is nice and long. Reach the left arm out to the side and then flip so that the palm faces away from you. Thumb towards the earth. And then snake that hand to the low back. Breath comes in. Breath goes out. Another inhale. And exhale. Release the hands and slowly draw the head back up to center. Good. Pause here. And just notice if you feel a different side to side. And then we'll even it out. So drop the opposite ear over to the shoulder. This time the left ear is coming over to the shoulder, and then the left arm reaches out to the side, comes up and just gently places on top of your head. Good, find that stretch through the neck space here. And then the right arm starts to reach out to the side. Flip the palm away with the thumb facing down, and snake it behind your back. As the palms, the back of the hand really sort of rests on this low back here. It's that reminder for the low back to find some nice length. Strong, active legs here. Breath comes in. Breath goes out. Find another inhale. And exhale. Good. Release the hands. And slowly bring your head back up through center. Good. Might feel nice to just circle the neck a few times, drawing the chin down towards the chest, and then just rotating it around. Opposite side as well. And then pausing in the middle here, circle the shoulders around a few times. Back the opposite way. You know, the elbows get in on the action. And then take the arms very wide once more. Thumbs face up to the sky. Activate through the legs. Activate through the arms. Take a deep breath in. Lion's breath out. Another inhale. Let it go. One more. Interlace hands behind your head or broaden across the chest. Take a deep breath in, look up. Exhale, curl yourself in. Two more of these. Inhale to expand. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, expand. Exhale, curl in. And then come back right into your Tadasana pose. All right, seated friends, you're gonna take your legs to goddess squat. All right, so the tailbone continues to lengthen. Toes face away, knees track in line with the toes. If you're standing, you're coming into a wide straddle. So take the feet to a wide straddle. Feet will be parallel and open the arms wide. And then pause here. There are very few muscles in your body that aren't activated when you're taking this posture. So if it feels like you're working a little bit here, that's okay. This is part of it, right? This is part of our practice. And so the glutes engage here. The thighs are energetically pulling together while you still anchor into the outside edges of the feet. The chest expands and reach fingertip to fingertip as if you could grow taller here. Taller, longer, wider, broader. Take up some space. And then reach arms all the way up overhead. And to the right, come into warrior two posture. Turn your right toes out. Then into that front knee. Arms come wide. Gaze over your front fingertips. If you're seated, you can take the same posture, just extend that left leg long. Good. And now we're just gonna flow a little bit in this warrior two today. So inhale, straighten that front leg, reach arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, lift. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, lift. Exhale, warrior two. Keep flowing here. Your breath, your pace. And then pause in your warrior two here. Bring your hands to your hips. Straighten your front leg, parallel the feet once more. Inhale, reach arms wide. Interlace hands behind your back this time, and then snake your fingers over towards your right hip. Now see if you could let both shoulders still stay on the same plane here. Activate through the legs still. And then snake your fingers over, the fist comes over to the opposite hip. A little bit of hip strength here as you push the hands into the hip and the hips back into the hands. You can do the same thing seated. And then bring the hands right to the small of the back. From here, hands can stay at the small of the back. If that feels a little too aggressive, just grab onto maybe your shirt, your pants. Think about opening to the chest and a very small standing heart opener here. Activate through the legs. There's still this length that happens in the tailbone without thrusting the hips forward too much. And the heart can continue to lift. Maybe there's a little bit of a deeper heart opener here. Breath comes in. Breath goes out. One more inhale. Exhale. Start to upright the spine and make your way back into that straddle stance or goddess squat if you're seated. Arms expand wide here, again, taking up some space. And then make it into your warrior two on the left. So the left toes face forward, bending into that knee. Again, seated, same thing. That opposite leg is extended long if that's available to you. Keep rooting down, pushing into the outside edge of that thigh, or back foot rather. Gaze goes over those front fingertips, and then we're gonna flow again here. So inhale, straighten the leg, reach arms up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale to lift. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale. Exhale. And then take it away. Your breath, your pace, this nice fluid movement. And then next time you come to warrior two, pause. Once more, hands to hips. Straighten that front leg, parallel the feet, and wiggle walk your feet back together. You're in Tadasana pose, seated or standing. Smooth things around a little bit. Just give yourself a little shake. Shake, 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 shake. Shake the arms up, shake down. Move some of that energy that's been pent up in the body. This is if like I was at the studio and I had some Lady Gaga, I would be blasting this full speed. And then make your way back in. Just the pose. All right. Reach arms all the way up overhead. And exhale, forward fold down the middle. We're gonna stay in a forward fold here. So consider softening the knees, and hands can come to thighs, to shins, ankles down towards the earth. If you're seated, same thing. Just drape your chest over your thighs. Let your chin draw down towards your chest. Maybe there's a little sway side to side here. And forward folds can be that great opportunity to let some of the junk that's been accumulating in the mind to just drip out. It's also a great time to just flubber the lips, releasing some tension in the face. So take a breath in. Let it go. If you've never flubbered the lips before, it's like making raspberries. Breath in. Let it go. And then slowly make your way all the way back up to a stand. All right, I heard you on that quad stretch. Here's my suggestion. If you're near a wall, you can grab onto a wall. If you're using a chair, you can grab onto a chair, all right? We're gonna find a little bit of a quad stretch. Anchoring down through the right leg first. Let the left foot kick towards the seat. Flex the foot. Just find some strength here. If it's available to you, if you get a cramp like I just did, straighten the leg out. And then if it's there for you, grab onto that foot Try to keep the knees together here rather than letting the knees wing out. Knees will be together. And then keep elevating, lifting the heart space forward. Kick the foot into your hand as much as the hand is pushing back into the foot. Stay here and breathe. And for my friends who are staying seated, I want to show you a version of this. If it's possible for you to turn and just allow that hip flexor to open on the other side. And then we're all going to transition on to the opposite side. So again, if a little bit of support is helpful, grab onto something that keeps you sturdy. Draw the opposite heel towards the seat. Reach back, nab that foot. If that feels a little bit challenging, maybe if you have a strap, a dish towel, a tie, a something, or just energetically think about drawing the heel towards the seat. That's plenty. The heart space can still facing forward. And you find this lift and opening here. All right, take a breath in. And a breath out. Release that down. Good. And then bring your legs back into that either goddess or straddle pose. And arms will reach all the way up overhead. And then back into that warrior two. Now I'm going to change my orientation so that I'm facing you. So here I am in my warrior. And now I want you to reach towards me. Reach towards me if you're facing me. If not, that's okay. Reach, 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 reach. And then flip the front palm and radiate all the way back. Take it away from me. Good, and then once more, reach towards me. Get some extension through the side body, and then take it way back. Good, consider reaching, and float it back. Good, one more time. And back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg, hands to hips. Wiggle, walk the feet together. And we're gonna go right to the opposite side. So maybe you're facing me, maybe your mat is oriented a little bit differently, that's okay. Back into your warrior two, reach. And then extend a little bit more to find some length in the side body here. Flip the front palm, radiate all the way back. Warrior two, reach towards me. Flip the palm, radiate it back. Good, a few more times with this. Good, last one. Back to your warrior two. Straighten the front leg, hands to hips. Wiggle, walk the feet together. Tadasana pose. All right, how are we doing? Awesome. Fingers could come together and push the palms down and then reach them forward. Round out through the back. Upper back is gonna find some expansiveness. Keep pulling the low belly in here. Strong and active legs. And then reach arms all the way up overhead. And let the arms just drape right back to the sides. Hands to heart center, samastiti. To begin again. Pausing here. And so that movement does lots of things in our bodies, right? There's a physiological response that starts to develop with that movement, with the breath. So feel the effects of your practice there. Notice where you're still holding any points of tension. And then come back into your Tadasana pose. All right, we're gonna move into some partner work and some balance work. If you're open to working with a partner, depending on how you have your screen orientation, I'm gonna just tell you what we're gonna do here. Perhaps you can see me and I'm your main screen. If there are other people on your screen, I'm actually gonna shift my screen so that I can see a few more of you. And if you choose to do that, great. You could take, I think it might be I'm not even sure which view. Right, but you know where you see lots of different folks. So I see lots of you right now. So right now I'm waving at, well, let's see. Yeah, thanks, Joanne. Joanne's waving back to me. That's super. And let's see, Rachel's waving back to me. And Jen's taking a drink and she's waving back. All right, so to all of you, mwah, mwah, mwah. So you're all gonna be my partners. If you have a partner at home, you can totally work with a partner at home. And if you don't, you're gonna be my partner, all right? Or you could eye up someone across the way from you and be like, oh, no, I'm gonna partner with this person. So I'm looking right at you. Here we go. Anchor down into tree pose. Let your right foot root down and your left foot is gonna come up for tree. Now this is gonna be easier if we do this together. All right? You could use a wall behind you. You could use a chair for some support. As I'm anchored down through my right leg, that left leg may come up a little bit higher. Take a version that works for you. Now, could you energetically lift your heart space towards that person across from you? Yeah. Does that give you a little bit more to open up the arms? Or if you're working with a little bit of that chest variation of opening, you could even grab your hands behind your back again and open up through the heart space here. Give that person across from you a little wink and a nod, and then maybe even take the gaze up a little bit. Keep rooting down through your standing leg. And then allow yourself to come back. Set it down, hands to heart, and thank that partner across from you. Now listen, I'm still here. I can be your partner again, or maybe you find a new partner on your screen here. It's kind of like Brady Bunch style, isn't it? And then root down to the opposite leg. So now the left leg is grounding down, and the right foot is coming to tree pose. Take a version that works for you. It's at the ankle, the calf, or up the thigh a little bit more. And this time, bring your right hand to your heart space, and let your left hand come over top. And now that intention that maybe you have for someone else out there, maybe you just kind of push it out into this space. Breathing in and breathing out. Another inhale and exhale. Good, bring your hands back to heart space, set the feet down. Thank your partners. We're gonna come into a version of dancer's pose. So step your right foot forward and your left toes come back behind you. Left toes come back behind you. And then start kicking your heel towards your seat. Left hand could reach back and nab that foot. And then the right arm reaches up overhead. And this is how we do it partner style, folks. Start tipping your weight forward a little bit. Pretend that my palm is right here connecting with your palm. So my right palm is pushing into yours. And you can use that to just maybe find a little bit more strength to open up the heart space a little bit more and lift that back foot a little bit higher. Beautiful. Keep breathing into this. Open up. I've got you. And then release. And set it down. My friends who I practice with at the studio who get really frustrated with balance, I see you, okay? It's okay. We're all in this together, guys. Left foot roots down. Start with the hip square. That's going to help give you a little bit more stability. And then draw your right heel towards your seat. Reach back. Grab that foot. And then the left arm starts to sweep up. So it's this opening across the heart space, opening up the quads. Whoever asked for quad opening, you're welcome, right? Like get into those quads here by kicking that foot up a little bit more. Reach forward, and now my left palm is connecting with yours. And we're just here for each other. This is collective care. This is how we support one another. Yeah, just breathe here. You've got this. And then rise up and release. Hands to heart center. Just stack your hands for a second. And just allow yourself to be seen for a moment. Our right to be here, our right to be safe, this first chakra, this energy center that has been so challenged as of late. So let your feet feel rooted down into the earth here as we move into this next posture. As we feel more grounded and safe, knowing that the earth is holding us, it gives us more opportunity to open up into the heart space to connect with others. Consider if it's there for you. Again, you can do this seated or standing. Reach arms all the way up overhead, and then take them out to the sides. Now, in my mind, I am just standing in a circle with all of you. Root down through your feet. Bend your elbows a little bit. And now we have our hands on each other's backs, right at the right at the back of the heart. Right at the back of the heart space here. And so with rooting down through the legs, strong and active legs without locking out the knees, start to move your heart space forward and up. Forward and up. And just feel my hand right behind your heart space here, supporting you and holding you so that you can open up, maybe go back a little bit deeper and breathe into the front part of the body. Breathe in the love and the light and all the expansiveness that's here for you. And then feeling my hand behind you and the earth underneath you, start to upright your spine. And hands to heart center. Take a breath in here. And a breath out. Hands by your sides, Tadasana pose. Thank you all for being brave and stepping into some partner work today. We're going to take it down to the mat. So we'll find a down dog along our way. Inhale to sweep arms high overhead. Exhale, soft knees forward fold. Walk it out to plank pose. Soften the knees. Lift the hips high, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog can also be done seated in the chair or with hands on the wall. As you're ready, you'll straighten the legs a little bit, drawing the heels down towards the earth. Keep moving your chest back towards your thighs. And the hands anchor wildly down. Push into that place where your second finger knuckle meets your palm and breathe into that. And then forward into tabletop position. Take the knees wide, bringing hips to heels for child's pose. The seated version of child's pose. Draw your chest down towards your thighs. And then see what feels best for you. Consider either legs wide or legs together. And breath comes in here. Breath goes out. Start to walk yourself back in. You're on your knees. And then transition down onto your seat. Down to your seat. I'm just gonna adjust my screen a little bit, guys. On your seat here, let the heels root down into the earth and the toes spread away, brighten up to the heart space, and just windshield wiper the knees side to side. Coming into those hips. And feel free to linger a little bit on one side. If it would feel nice to add some arm movement into it, sweep the opposite arm all the way up overhead and back through. Take slow, deliberate movements here. Really finding the space to stretch out your hips. One more time, each side. And then coming through center, let's find a Baddha Konasana leg. So the soles of the feet will come together and the knees go wide. And consider drawing the heels in pretty close to the body. Notice if the knees want to cave all the way up. Just give them a little bit of permission to relax away from the body. You can take your hands, grab onto your ankles, and allow the elbows to just help the thighs to descend a little bit here. Spine is still upright and tall. I'm starting to really slow things down as we come down to the earth here. And then release your hands. Bring your feet forward a bit. So now they're in a long diamond. And either let them stay here or take them a little bit further apart. See what gives you more spaciousness in your hips. Might feel nice to just scoot a little of the beautiful flesh to the side so the sitting bones can really anchor down. And then from here, we're going to work on really stretching out the low back. So rather than hinging at the hips forward, there's a little bit of a hinge forward, but then there's a curling in. So start by hinging forward and now pull the low belly in to breathe into the low back, the mid back, and the upper back as the head starts to come down. The hands can just rest on the legs. They can come down to the earth. If you have room to go deeper, you could slide the hands underneath the legs and pull yourself in. It's less about how deep you can come into this and much more about can you create some opening and spaciousness in the back of the body. So let that be your focus here. And then breathe sweetly and deeply into this. And then rise up. Once more, the heels will find the earth. And then just drop the knees over towards the right. I'm going to pivot a little bit here. Drop your knees to the right. As you do that, anchor down into your right hand. Take your left arm, sweep it all the way up overhead, and then twist so that you're facing behind you. Hands can come onto the earth, or maybe there's room to come down onto the elbows, the forearms, and be in this twist here to stretch out all along the outer hip, the low back, the side body. Legs stay staggered here. And then start building yourself up. Come back through center. Knees face up to the sky. And drop knees over towards the left. Right arm sweeps all the way up overhead and starts coming behind you. Staying up on your hands. Or start lowering down onto your forearms. And then start building yourself back up. Coming through center. Knees will face up to the sky. We're coming all the way down onto the back. If you're staying in your chair, stay seated as you are. We'll find Shavasana there. On your back, hands reach forward and slowly lower all the way down. Allow your feet to walk in a little bit closer to the body. And then reach legs up to the sky. If this puts strain on the low back, bring them back down. But let the feet go up to the sky, let the hands lift up to the sky, and just circle out the ankles, the wrists. Circle the opposite way. If you're seated, you can do the same circling action. And then extend everything long on your mat. Legs go to the corner of your mat, arms straight down by your side for Shavasana pose. Seated Shavasana. Let the arms just rest heavy in your lap here. And then we'll just stay here and breathe. I encourage you to please take Shavasana if your schedule permits. This most important pose, important part of the practice. And trust that I'll let you know when it's time to come out. So all you need to do right now is rest. Legs are just relaxing long on the earth. Back of the shoulders relaxed, arms relaxed. And then allow yourself to gently come back into space. Some small movements, the fingers, the toes, wrists, ankles. Little swaying action of the legs side to side. And roll over onto your favorite side. Right side will invite in a little bit more calming energy. Left side, a little bit more invigorating energy. And allow yourself to push up to a comfortable seat and just pause here. Pause here. And I want to close with this passage by John Vanteur. He's a Canadian humanitarian and philosopher. He says, one of the marvelous things about community is that it enables us to welcome and help people in a way we wouldn't as individuals. When we pool our strength and share the work and responsibility, we can welcome many people, even those in deep distress, and perhaps help them feel self-confidence and inner healing. One of the marvelous things about community is that it enables us to welcome and help people in a way we couldn't as individuals. I'm so grateful for all of you coming out today. This practice, as we come together as a community to move, to breathe, to invite intention, this is our healing. So thank you for choosing to be here. We'll close with a final Om if you're welcome. You're welcome to join or simply receive. And together, take a breath in. Simply exhale it out. Inhale to Om. With tremendous gratitude for all of you, tremendous gratitude for this practice, asking blessings and peace and safety for all. Namaste. So thank you all for being here today. Thank you, thank you. And I'm staying on. We're going to